So yeah, we should pivot to the subject at hand because we've been super excited to talk about it.
Yeah.
People have been asking us about it. I guess it makes sense that it would be one of the more popular route ideas.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, I thought, like, when we said we were going to do a Seinfeld route, I was like, that's going to be so fun, because I like Seinfeld. But I also feel like, I thought maybe people would think it was kind of, like, easy or lame or something, because there's these tours, you know, you can go on, like, a tour of to see the special TV houses or something like that.
Right, yeah, or like maps to the stars' homes. But
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
like
exactly.
in
It
this,
feels
like,
a little like
Seinfeld.
Beverly Hills kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, people have been really psyched, and I've been more excited about it than I actually anticipated. Like actually going to the places that I know so well from the show and seeing them in person along our route has actually been really fun.
Yeah.
That is really cool. And I always thought, when I thought about this, I just always remember when people are like, oh yeah, I went and visited San Francisco. I saw the Full House house.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
oh cool, the Full House house. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
Right.
and then now that I think about it, there's so many, like,
Oh yeah.
there's so many places on Seinfeld.
We went to
I would
1/50th of what there is available. You know.
If
Oh,
that.
Yeah, we only hit the
Yeah.
greatest hits basically.
Yeah.
And what was so impressive was, I remember Jesse was telling me that there's a guy who like formed a database
Yeah.
with like
Yeah, Jesse spoke with
all-
him.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought that up because, yeah, mapsaboutnothing.com. I got to I got
So
to speak with
funny.
the person that put that all together, and I'll definitely link that all in our notes too. And it was amazing. It's this guy that's from Toronto, and he just got into watching Seinfeld at the beginning of, or I guess in like the middle of his college time, but because he was studying like really intense things with like a lot of like spreadsheets and notes and like math and stuff, the way that he watched it was by making spreadsheets and notes and like doing math and finding all the locations. And it just became this like amazing website that's like the best resource ever.
slash
For-
Yeah.
obsession slash borderline. Are you okay?
Totally.
Love you. I'm so glad somebody's doing it. But,
But
hey,
in like
what's
the
up, man?
best way.
Yeah,
Like
no,
so
totally.
like the type of like intensity that I appreciate so much.
I
Because
do-
it's
I do
like
too.
there's only such a small amount of people that would actually put in the work to do something like that.
For
and
sure.
then everybody can use it. And like so many people, I mean, when I talked to him on the phone, he said that like recently someone from Turkey reached out and was like, hey, I've also been watching Seinfeld, and like I noticed that there's some spots like in my home country, and like that's so exciting to me, and I wanted to like add to your list and make sure that you have them all right.
Yeah, damn, in Turkey. I
Yeah.
wonder which spots he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Well,
I can't
so
like think off the top of my.
I can't remember. We should like consult the list and fact
They
check
they throw in
me,
so
but-
many just like
Random, like,
stock footage, like shots of like an area, just to like, okay, now we're here for like 10 seconds about one
Right.
minor character's backstory or something.
Or even
know.
just like, I think places that are even just like referenced
Mhm.
are on the
Oh,
Maps
okay,
About
got
Nothing
it.
website as well.
Yeah.
So,
I was just,
Yeah.
I would love to see where the like, I don't know, the location, like where Jay Peterman goes. and
Right,
stuff
right.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's going, when I went on my trip to,
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah. So actually, then, and when Jesse spoke with him, he looked at he did some research of his own about what we were doing, and looked at the map, and he was like, I recognize all of the spots, but Firehouse 159, that doesn't sound familiar. Can you tell me what that is? And that's what we use as our starting point for because we didn't want to put our home address on every single thing. So there's a firehouse like just half a block up, but like he was able to identify that there was one that didn't seem right in the entire map. Like he was pretty on point,
Yeah.
for a show that's been done for over 20 years now,
Yeah,
to know
totally.
exactly like this doesn't match my data,
Wow,
and even
that
a
is-
website with so much data that's like been around for a while too.
Yeah.
I think he said it was 2004
Yeah.
that he completed it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Were there any spots that like stood out to you, like on that list, or were there any places that you guys wanted to go to,
Like the most?
the most, or something like on that list that you're like, oh, I never would have thought of going there, but like, yeah, let's check that place out.
I mean, honestly, like all of them. Aside from like the Soup Nazi, which we did go to, and the Tom's restaurant, which is like the monks.
Yeah, those are like the
diner.
two. That's
Those are like the two obvious ones that everybody would want to go
like
to.
the Seinfeld tour, like classic.
Right.
You have to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah. I think my favorite spot that we went that was like the most exciting because it's kind of just like a random little note, but First Avenue and First Street, which is the Nexus of the universe. I think that's my favorite. Do you remember that? It's from the episode
Season
The
9
Maid.
episode, The Maid.
where like Jerry gets a maid and is like sleeping with his maid.
And he's paying
then,
her, and he's like, is it a maid anymore? I don't know.
yeah. And then Kramer has a girl, like in the same episode, Kramer has a girlfriend that lives downtown, and they're all joking about like, wow, downtown might as well be a different country.
Yeah, long distance relationship.
Yeah. And then he goes downtown to visit his girlfriend and like calls Jerry from a payphone and is like all freaked out. He's like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am. Oh my God. Wait, I'm at First and First? How can that be? I must be at the Nexus of the universe, and like is freaking out. And it's only referenced that one time, but it's like such a good line. And like, yeah, something I would never have thought. I go to First and First plenty of times, and I'm always like, oh, First and First, easy to remember. But now it's just so much easier to remember.